Let's read this one.
Net Cafe Refugee. Net Cafe refugees, Neto Cafe Nan Min, also known as cyber homeless, Cyber are a class of homeless people in Japan who do not own or rent a residence, thus having no permanent address, and sleep in 24-hour internet cafes or manga cafes. Although such cafes originally provided only internet services, some have expanded their services to include food, drink, and showers. The term was coined in 2007 by a Nippon News Network documentary show NNN Document. The net cafe refugee trend has seen large numbers of people using them as their homes. The shifting definition of the industry partly reflects the dark side of Japanese economy, whose precarity has been noted since the downfall of the national economy that has lasted for decades. Prevalence, edit. A Japanese government study estimated that over 5,400 people are spending at least half of their week staying in net cafes. It has been alleged that this phenomenon is part of an increasing wealth gap in Japan, which has historically boasted of having an economically equal society. A cultural anthropological perspective suggests that net cafe refugee is one of the phenomena that arose amid Japan's lost decades associated with the 1989 bubble burst and the 2011 triple disaster that left a long-lasting sense of precarity. Alongside other youth crises like freeter and irregular employment, net cafe refugee can be seen as exemplifying the collective insecurity and hopelessness shared among the contemporary Japanese society. As of 2020, it was estimated 15,000 people stay overnight in internet cafes in Tokyo. The vast majority of net cafe refugees are young men. Most net cafe refugees are urban working class, driven to an unstable form of residence by the high cost of living amid the long-term economic difficulties in Japan. The closure of internet cafes during the COVID-19 pandemic in Japan made the homelessness problem more obvious. The coronavirus-related coverage of net cafe refugees addressed that the 24-hour feature of net cafes and manga cafes was originally used by business people, but these venues turned into shelters for the urban poor, and the closure due to the pandemic is driving them homeless, even more literally. Economics, edit. According to the Japanese government survey, the homeless staying have little interest in manga or the internet, and are instead using the place because of the low price relative to any of the competition for temporary housing, business hotels, capsule hotels, hostels, or any other option besides sleeping on the street. It was also estimated that about half of those staying have no job, while the other half work in low-paid temporary jobs, which paid around 100,000 yen per month, lower than what is needed to rent an apartment and pay for transportation in a city like Tokyo. While net cafes basically charge hourly rates, most venues promote overnight packages with discounts. The price varies by cities, but 6 or 9-hour packages typically cost around 2,000 yen. Compared to capsule hotels and dormitories, around 3,500 yen, and business hotels, the relatively cheap price made net cafes an attractive housing option. Although they are not officially considered as accommodation facilities, their hostel-like function has taken over their primary purposes, internet service and mangas. One net cafe franchise's name Netmaru exemplifies this shifting paradigm of the entire industry, a compound word of net, netto, and stay, toru. Facilities, edit. Some internet cafes offer free showers and sell underwear and other personal items, enabling net cafe refugees to use the internet cafes like a hotel or hostel. Most venues offer complimentary soft drinks and soup varieties at the lounge, and some venues sell a wide variety of restaurant-quality food items that are likely sold by family restaurants in Japan. Net cafes offer different seat types at different rates. Seats range from a regular chair, a reclining chair in booth, and a flat seat in booth, Fiorato. In addition to the night package and accommodations, this implies that the industry is expanding in accordance with the constant demand of net cafe refugees. In sum, the industry is moving away from its original intention and trying to attract customers with low budget, just like hotels and hostels. Cyber homeless, edit. Another word for net cafe refugees is cyber homeless, a Japanese word based on English. Typically, the cyber homeless are unemployed or underemployed and cannot afford to rent even the cheapest apartment, which is more than the cost per month to rent an internet booth daily. The cyber homeless may even use the address of the internet cafe on resumes when applying for jobs to conceal their present form of accommodation. The fee of around 1,400 yen to 2,400 yen for a night, which may include free soft drinks, TV, comics and internet access, is less than for capsule hotels. Some cyber homeless may also be freeters. To elaborate, the low income earned through their unstable free-to labor hinders them from settling in traditional forms of residence and drives them to net cafes, contrary to their initial purpose as temporary stations. See also, edit. 1. Boomerang generation. 2. Lost decade. 3. McRefugee. 4. Neat. 5. Twixter. References, edit.